Live from Fargo and serving you on TV, online, and on the go. This is Valley News Live at 9 on Fargo CW.
A data hack involving personal information is impacting nearly half the country. And as Americans try to figure out what's next, there are even more issues coming up. Plenty of nervous people around the country after one of the three major credit reporting agencies in the country announced that hackers may have the Social Security numbers, addresses, and other sensitive information for around 143 million people. Equifax is offering a free year of credit monitoring, but that deal may come with strings attached. Valley News Team's Cornelius Hocker explains.
You've been on the Equifax website, put in your information, and got this message. You've been impacted by the data breach. The site goes on to tell you when you can enroll for free credit monitoring, but not so fast. Sharp-eyed social media users have combed through the Equifax data breaches site's fine print and found what they argue is a red flag. Buried in the terms of service is language that appears to bar those who enroll in an Equifax credit monitoring program from participating in any class action lawsuits that may arise from the incident. Late Friday, Equifax responded to the uproar by issuing an apology and saying the arbitration clause and class action waiver does not apply to this cybersecurity incident. So should you register with the Equifax site? It's up to you, but you should know going into the process what you're signing up for. Just because someone in their marketing department wrote that the terms of service don't apply to the cybersecurity incident means nothing compared to the contractual obligations of the terms of use you'll agree to if you sign up for the free credit monitoring. Mike?
Thanks, Cornelius. Now, if you don't feel comfortable signing up, you can still monitor your own credit by obtaining a copy of your credit report. Every year, you can request a free copy of your report from each of the three major credit reporting agencies. This means that you can effectively check your credit for free every 4 months. And stick around. Coming up after the weather, a contractor with a criminal record. We've done several stories on Tony Klein after homeowners reached out, claiming he took their money but didn't finish their projects. Now police have stepped in. And a fired police officer wants his job back. What happened at an appeal hearing today for David Belkey? Let's find out about the weather for the weekend. Here's Robert Hahn. Robert?
Yeah, we're taking a live look outside on the CorwinAuto.com Valley Skycam, part of the Storm Team Skycam network. Lots of clear skies. We saw lots of sunshine today, clear skies tonight. Chance for northern lights tonight. It's a lesser chance than last night, but still a chance of that. Get on out there and take a look after the show later on tonight. 61 right now, winds out of the southeast at 8 miles per hour. Temperatures elsewhere, a mix of some 50s and some 60s. 52 degrees up in Langdon, 61 in Grand Forks, 56 Thief River Falls, 54 Bemidji, also 54 in Wadena. Winds, they're lighter now, but they're going to pick on up as we head through the overnight hours and into tomorrow morning. And by tomorrow afternoon, we're going to see those winds gusting at times over 30 miles per hour. So a windy time of it as we head through your Saturday afternoon. Again, hardly a cloud in the sky. There is a small area of smoke aloft down in this area, thin area. That's lifting off towards the north, so that may impact any northern lights viewing later on tonight. With hardly a cloud around, no precipitation out there, none anticipated. Northern plains quiet until you get down into western parts of South Dakota. A few showers and thunderstorms in that region. Across the national map, some showers and some thunderstorms and some flooding rains across parts of the desert southwest. Off towards the east, mostly quiet until you get into the northeast, where we see a few showers and a few showers and storms down in Florida. And continuing to keep an eye on Hurricane Irma. As of the last few hours, tracking due west, which that's bad news for Cuba, but this may end up weakening Irma. But as of the last advisory, still peak winds of 155 miles per hour, moving to the west at 12 miles per hour. We'll get another update on Irma coming up at 10 o'clock. That's one of three storms. Katia has just made landfall. The way it looks on the satellite is quickly falling apart at some very high elevations in the eastern portions of Mexico. Jose, still a very strong hurricane as of the last advisory. Peak winds of 150 miles per hour. Irma, as it stands right now, but again, we'll get an updated track at 10 o'clock. It's going to track up the southwestern portions of Florida and make landfall as projected right now around the Fort Myers area. Overnight tonight, clear skies, and those temperatures will dip on down, already falling down into the 50s, and we're going to see some 40s across portions of northern Minnesota. Now, as we head through the day tomorrow, maybe a few isolated clouds from time to time, but lots of sunshine once again. And again, it's going to be a breezy to windy day. Late in the day, Could see more cloudiness making their way into the Southern Valley, and along with that, a few isolated showers and storms. The best chance for that south of the I-94 Highway 10 corridor. Some of that may linger into the early morning hours on a Sunday. Here in Fargo, we'll start off your Saturday in the mid-50s. By lunchtime, we're going to warm it up right around a 70. And later on the day, some breezy to windy conditions, lots of sunshine, temperatures in the low 80s. Picture of the day, a battle of lights. You got the moonlight and the northern lights. That's north of Harwood. Thanks to Scott for sending that in. Going to use that as the background to our 7-day forecast. Chance for late day storms Saturday, early Sunday. Not going to impact much of the weekend. And hot over the next 7 days, even getting close to 90 on a couple of those days. Cold front comes through late in the week, cooling us down and giving us a chance for a few showers and storms.
90 in September doesn't happen often.
Not often. We'll take it, though.
Yes, we will. Thanks, Robert.
You got it.
Well, earlier this summer, we brought you the story of 2 West Fargo homeowners who claimed that they were ripped off by a contractor who's been fraudulent to others. Yesterday, an arrest warrant on felony charges was issued against the same contractor for allegedly scamming a Fargo couple. Valley News Team's Molly Casey has our story.
We never ask for payment for the labor costs until the job is done. Guaranteed low prices.
That was just one newspaper ad for the handyman on duty. The ads claimed the service was licensed and bonded and had 30 years experience. But those who hired the contractor behind the ad questioned that.
He wanted 25% down the labor and the material that first day.
He never shows up.
The contractor behind the ads is Tony Ronald Klein. He has a criminal record spanning multiple states, and a warrant was issued for his arrest on Thursday for scamming another Fargo homeowner, just like he scammed Kevin Tranby and Judith Tangen.
I want my money back.
You get dates and dates and dates, and nothing ever happens.
Documents from the case say Klein agreed to paint multiple rooms of a Fargo home in July and told the homeowners he was BBB accredited and had a contractor's license. But after Klein received a down payment for the work, he disappeared. Klein is being charged with theft of property for obtaining more than $1,000 from the homeowners through deception and for contracting without a license. And for Tangen and Tranby, they've contacted the state's attorney general, but have one message for Klein.
If you're not going to do the work, give me the money back.
I deserve the money back.
In Fargo, Molly Casey, Valley News Live.
The Attorney General's office urges homeowners to verify the contractor's name and license number through their online business record search before hiring a contractor. It's Friday, so it's time to take a look at this week's Valley's Most Wanted. Police say Ryan Kinslow is wanted for probation violation on a felony drug charge. Call law enforcement if you have any information on Kinslow's whereabouts. The future of a former Fargo police officer is still up in the air. David Belke is appealing his firing to the city's Civil Service Commission. Belke was fired for dereliction of duty. His attorney today questioned the leadership of the police department, asking why it took so long to fire Belke if his conduct was so bad for so long. Belke was fired after a lengthy investigation, police saying, among other things, that he had not filed reports, lacked empathy, and was disrespectful toward the department. Today's appeal hearing will be continued sometime next week. North Dakota will not be giving voter information to a commission looking at election fraud. Secretary of State Al Jaeger notified President Donald Trump's commission this week that the state won't release the information. Jaeger says North Dakota cannot release some of the information because it doesn't apply to the state, because it has no voter registration, and that North Dakota law also forbids the state from releasing details about voters. The state had considered handing over information earlier after the commission pledged not to make public individual voters' information, but later decided against that. A police officer was struck and killed while trying to remove debris off a highway near the Twin Cities early this afternoon. Officer William Matthews responded to a 911 call regarding debris on the road near a pedestrian bridge when he was hit by a vehicle. Police say the female driver who stopped at the scene is cooperating with the investigation and that charges are pending. Matthews was 42 years old, was with the department for 9 years. He leaves behind a wife and a child. There's a debate going on in a Carl Ben Jefferson neighborhood in Fargo over roaming cats. Some say it's against the law, irresponsible, and they're tired of picking up dead animals from their yard that they believe the cats are killing. Others say it's helping control small critters like rabbits that they see as plaguing their yards.
And I'm sorry people don't like dead animals in their yard, But, you know, that's what happens when you have animals.
They come in and they scratch in there and they drop and try to cover it up, but, you know, it's never covered up. And then if you don't get it right away, it starts to smell. And
the Fargo Animal Pound has live animal traps that you can rent if you're concerned about animals in your area. Top soldiers from North Dakota's Army National Guard have forged through 4 days of military challenges, testing their Army skills, spirit, and durability. 17 guardsmen from across the state competed in this year's Best Warrior competition. It took place at the Camp Grafton Training Center near Devil's Lake. The Best Warrior competition included obstacle courses, shooting challenges, and written exams. Sergeant Timothy Sabrant of Lincoln, North Dakota, and Specialist Brandon Wendland of Fargo took top honors. Now, both will move on to the regional competition at Fort Richardson, Alaska in May of 2018. Regional winners will advance to the All-Guard competition, and if they win there, they'll move on to the All-Army competition. In Grand Forks, the school superintendent, Larry Nyblad, says he's stepping down. He's asking that the school board approve the request to retire as of June of next year. Nyblad has been in Grand Forks since 2008. Before that, he served as superintendent in Moorhead for 8 years. The board will take up that matter Monday night. Still ahead tonight, this is going to be a very dangerous weekend for residents of Florida. The latest on Irma.